Dad's fingers locked around my arm like steel, his thumb pressing hard enough to hurt. The table glittered in red and gold, candles wavering, cranberry sauce untouched and forgotten. Christmas music floated through the room, thin, cheerful, and cruel. "You will do as I say," he said, his breath heavy with wine and confidence. I stared at the document sliding toward me, my name printed cleanly at the bottom, a blank line waiting to wipe me out. Then a voice cut through from the kitchen doorway, steady, familiar, unmistakable. "I told you not to corner her." Everything stopped. Even the candles seemed to pause. I'd known this dinner would end this way. Not the exact words, not his grip on my arm, but the intent had been building for months. My brother sat across from me, jaw tight, eyes straight ahead. He never looked at me when he wanted something he didn't deserve. Mom kept smoothing the tablecloth like she could press the truth away. They all believed the same lie, that blood mattered more than choice. That being born male made him entitled. Grandpa never believed that. He taught me chess when I was 8, taught me patience before strategy. "Don't rush the win," he'd say, tapping the board. "Let them think they're ahead." When I was 16, he brought me into his study and showed me the ledgers. Not to brag, but to teach responsibility. "You listen, you remember, and you don't flinch," he told me. He trusted me because I paid attention, because I noticed who spoke when money entered the room. That trust was the real inheritance. The money came later. Things shifted after Grandpa's stroke. Quietly at first, Dad taking calls in the garage, Mom whispering after dinner. My brother suddenly showing up more, loud and performative. The word legacy started getting thrown around like a threat. I didn't confront them. I counted. The first clear sign came in an email Dad forgot to delete. An unsaved draft full of legal language dressed up as entitlement. Transfer for efficiency. It said temporary. It wasn't, it was theft pretending to be tradition. The hurt came sharp and private. I let it go because grief makes people careless and I needed them careless. I asked Grandpa questions he couldn't answer anymore. So instead I listened to the people who thought he couldn't hear, the nurse, the lawyer, the accountant who still trusted paperwork more than promises. That's how I learned about the clause Grandpa insisted on years ago. Hidden in the trust like a tripwire. Any attempt to pressure a beneficiary would trigger an automatic review. Any coercion wiped out claims. He called it the honesty test. I didn't warn them. I met with the lawyer quietly, off the record. I didn't cry. I brought timestamps, emails, and a recording of Dad practicing this very dinner in the garage. His voice low and sure. "She'll fold," he said. "She always does." He was wrong. He always had been. The plan didn't need noise. I let Christmas arrive. Let them dress the lie in tradition. Let Dad pour the wine and Mom play peacemaker. Let my brother square his shoulders like victory was already his. When the paper slid across the table, I didn't touch it. I waited for the grab, the threat. I needed it clear, undeniable. "You will do as I say." That was my moment. "I told you not to corner her," the voice said again from the doorway. Everyone turned. Grandpa's lawyer stood there, coat still on, briefcase in hand. Behind him was a nurse, holding a tablet with a paused video. Grandpa's face filled the screen pale, but his eyes sharp and alert. Dad's hand fell away from my arm like it had been burned. The lawyer didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. "This conversation has been documented," he said. "The coercion. The threats. The review clause has been activated." My brother finally looked at me, confusion cracking through his confidence. "What does that mean?" he asked. "It means," the lawyer said calmly, "your claim is void. Effective immediately." The silence was heavy and absolute. Mom's mouth opened, then closed. Dad reached for the paper like it could still save him. The video played. Grandpa's voice filled the room. "If you're watching this," he said, "then someone tried to take what wasn't theirs. I raised one of you to lead and the rest to respect the rules. I see who chose what." I didn't smile. I didn't have to. The lawyer placed a new document on the table, not a transfer, but a confirmation. My name, only mine. Dad sank into his chair like gravity had finally caught up with him. My brother stared at the floor. No one touched the food. I stood, my arm still aching where Dad had grabbed me. I welcomed the pain. "Proof helps memory stick." "I didn't take anything from you," I said evenly. "You tried to take it from me." I walked past the doorway, past the nurse, past the lawyer. The cold night air hit my face, sharp and clean. Relief isn't loud. It doesn't celebrate. It settles. Grandpa used to say the strongest winds are quiet, the kind that leave no room for argument. Inside the house, everything stayed silent.